Welcome back to the pregame show. RoughRiders taking on the Arkansas Travelers for the final time this year, and I'm joined here on the pregame show by the first-year manager of the Travelers, Tim Bogar. And Tim, your first year managing since 2007 when you're with the Akron Arrows. Last 4 seasons with the Red Sox as a bench coach and a base coach as well. How are you settling back into that managerial role?
I'm enjoying it. It's been interesting. It's been fun. It's nice to get back to the level where you can teach a little bit. Every night's different. Where you're dealing with not only your own team, but you're dealing with the umpires and everything else, trying to teach at all different levels. But it's been fun. I've enjoyed it. The Angels have been great to me, great organization, and I got a great group of guys in that clubhouse, so it makes it easy every night.
And you last played Major League Ball with the Dodgers back in 2001. You began coaching in 2004 when you were the Astros rookie ball coach in Greenville. Your first 4 seasons on a Major League staff this past 4 years with the Red Sox, did that change where you were as a manager before you left the managerial ranks in the minors? How did that affect the way that you deal with these guys now?
I don't know how much it changed what I do. Obviously it's a whole different ballgame up there. It's all about winning. And down here it should be all about developing, but part of that developing is winning. So you gotta balance it quite well. I did learn a lot. I was under 2 really good managers when I was up there, and the year I was with the Rays, I was under Joe Madden, so I got to learn a little bit from him, and then obviously with Tito Francona. So they taught me a lot about communication, and they taught me a lot about how to handle your players and trying to get the most out of them, and understanding that the game isn't that easy, and make sure that you never forget that these guys are grinding every day, and it's hard, and sometimes when we're sitting there watching it, we think they should be able to perform better every night, and not forget that it's difficult.
Those are 2 guys that have a great reputation for being players, coaches, guys that players love to play for, but still very different personalities. How would you describe the difference of those 2 guys, maybe from a coaching perspective? What was it like to work under those 2?
Well, it was great. I enjoyed both of them, and to be honest with you, their personalities aren't that far apart. Joe's comes across as an extremely intelligent guy, which he is. But he's a jokester just like Tito. Tito likes to keep a loose clubhouse. He likes to let the guys know that he cares about them, and Joe's the same way. I mean, you watch Joe, his teams always dress up on road trips and do things like that. Tito has tons of fun in the clubhouse and makes sure that it's a loose clubhouse, and I think if you parallel the 2, very, very close. Joe's kind of an innovator. He's not afraid to do anything and not worried about what the press is going to say about him, and Tito lets his players play. He's a veteran guy. He likes the veteran guys that just can go out there and understand the game and do the things they do, but he's a strong personality too, and what I've valued out of both of them is the players' respect of both of them with the utmost, and as a manager, that's what you want.
Here with Tim Bogar, the manager of the Arkansas Travelers. Looking at your team this season, taking a look at the roster a little bit, littered with first-round talent, especially in the middle of your order. A couple guys in particular that have got a lot of national press as prospects, and C.J. Cron and Caleb Coward. Starting with Cron, so much made of his power coming into this season, 27 homers in the California League last year. He's hitting .291. He's been one of your most consistent hitters, but the power hasn't really been there as much as a lot of people expected, although he hit homers in back-to-back games this last series. Do you feel like he's found something in that power stroke, and are you expecting him to pick up that power a little bit more as the season progresses?
Yeah, the thing about CJ is, he's learning. He's adjusting. I think as you get to this level, AA level, it's a bigger jump, and guys know how to pitch. And you're not gonna just get away with looking for certain pitches and certain counts. You have to make adjustments nightly. And he's getting there, especially when you're a power guy. Everybody knows it when you get here, so they've made adjustments to what you're trying to do. So I'd say in the last couple of weeks, he's been working with Paul McAnulty and Ernie Young on some things, and he's changed a couple things in his swing and in his approach. And you're going to see that power start coming. I see a lot of upside with CJ. Talking about Caleb Coward. It's the hardest 220 in the league. I guarantee you that. He's hit 10 or 11, honestly, line drives off the pitchers that he's been outs. He'll go for 4 and hit 2 balls hard and get nothing to show for it. But he's young. A lot of these guys, both of them actually, are young, and they've kind of been pushed into the AA level because of the talent level within the organization, and they're learning, and they're getting pushed hard, and I think it's been nothing but a benefit for both of them.
And Crowan's also going to have the opportunity to play in the Futures game, selected to that. And you were part of that as a coach a couple of times. Has he talked to you about that? Have you imparted any words of wisdom about what that experience is going to be like for him?
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it. I told him, hey, just go have fun. It's just like an all-star game. You're going to go and enjoy yourself and actually just talk with the other guys and try to get some experiences out of them, try to get some knowledge and see if you can use any of that going forward, and don't ever forget it, because it is really fun. I got to do it twice, once in Pittsburgh, once in San Francisco, and never being in an all-star game in the big leagues, it was kind of fun just to be there and experience the whole thing and enjoy yourself.
Was there a guy you got to coach in one of those games that now you see playing at the big league level that you're not surprised at all? You saw it in that game and you thought it was just a matter of time for them to become a star?
Billy Butler. Though I still have the scorecard of the year that I managed it the first time, and I went up and down at this off season, and I think 8 of the 9 starters are everyday players in the big leagues. So it does, when they say it's a futures game, it really is. And then the next year I did it on the world side, and I think 7 of those guys were starters. So you see all kinds of talent, and you see all kinds of people that are going to be up there making an impact at Major League Baseball level.
Well, one more thing I want to ask you about, Tim, is your path. You talked a little bit about the guys here, but it's not a straight, narrow path. It's not a set path for every manager to make it up to the big leagues. Is that your ultimate goal, to make it as a big league manager? And if so, how do you find that path? Are there mentors that you've had that have helped you decide whether to take one job over the other and what to do and what to focus on so you can get there?
Yeah, ultimately I think, when you do this, I would love to manage in the major league level, but I also understand what it takes to do that and the direction a lot of clubs are headed in. You've got to have somebody that's willing to give you an opportunity. You do the things you do and be the person that you are and try to make everybody around you better. And like I said, like you asked, Tito and Joe, they've had a lot to do with the way I think, and I honestly lean on some of the front office people like Jerry Hunsicker. He's with the Dodgers now. He was with the Astros for a long time in the Rays. Tim Bogar is actually here with the Rangers. Guys like that have so much knowledge, been around the game for so long. They give you some direction and some ideas, and hopefully someday it works. If it doesn't, that's okay. I want to be somewhere I'm helping guys and making them better so they can experience everything I have. In
doing that and trying to have your own flair, how do you amalgamate your own sense of what baseball is with who you've learned from and also what the Angels are asking you to do? It's a very distinct major league organization at the big league level. They have a very big identity as far as small ball goes, and from Mike Scioscia down. Does that come into effect, and how do you kind of piece all those together to do what you want to do on a daily basis? Yeah, well, the first thing you do is I'm here for the Angels organization. I'm not here for myself, and to carry out what they need us to do, so that these players, when they do get to the major league level, for Mike, they're going to impact the game the way Mike wants them to, and it's not going to be a situation where they're going to have to teach them. They already know. So some of the things probably might not be exactly the way I think, but that's what they need. So you adjust. You turn into a chameleon and do what you have to do. The biggest thing that I've seen in this whole thing is just to make sure that you explain to the players exactly what needs to be done. Because sometimes instead of just telling them and them not understanding, you have to really explain why we're doing things a certain way and why it needs to be done. And they're really good about it, and they'll be more successful that way. Well, thanks a lot for your time, Tim. You guys are off to a great start here in the second half. Good luck the rest of the way. All right, thanks, Nathan. Appreciate it. That was Tim Bogar. We'll be back with more here on the Frisco RoughRiders Baseball Network.